Billionaire offered poor nurse 100K to care for his daughter for 30 days. She said, "I only want a kiss." Hello everyone, and welcome back to Romance Rewind Stories. Before we dive into today's incredible story, I have a small favor to ask. If you're enjoying these heartwarming tales, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads. It's quick, it's free, and it's the best way to support us in bringing you more emotional romance stories. And here's something I'd love to know. Where are you watching from today? Drop your city or country in the comments below. I always enjoy seeing our amazing community from around the world. Oh, and if this story touches your heart, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps us grow and reach more people who love these kinds of tales. Now, let's get into today's story. Billionaire offered poor nurse 100K to care for his daughter for 30 days. She said, "No deal." The pediatric ward of County General Hospital was understaffed, overcrowded, and running on prayers and caffeine when Ren Castellano first met Thorn Amadeus and his daughter. It was 2 a.m., the tail end of another brutal 16-hour shift, and Ren was documenting charts when she heard crying coming from room 304. The little girl couldn't have been more than 5, curled up in the hospital bed, sobbing quietly, while a tall man in an expensive suit sat rigidly in the chair beside her, looking completely lost. "Hey there, sweetheart," Ren said softly, entering the room. "I'm Ren, one of the nurses. What's wrong?" "She won't tell me," the man said, frustration evident in his voice. "She's been crying for 20 minutes and she won't tell me what's wrong." Ren studied him, probably late 30s, dark hair, sharp features, the kind of expensive watch that cost more than Ren's annual salary, and absolutely no idea how to comfort a crying child. "Dad?" Ren guessed. "Yes, Thorn Amadeus. This is my daughter, Luna. She had an appendectomy this evening. The surgery went fine, but now she's—" He gestured helplessly at his crying daughter. Ren moved to Luna's bedside, her voice gentle. "Luna, honey, can you tell me what hurts? Is it your tummy where they did surgery?" Luna shook her head, tears streaming down her face. "Are you scared?" Another shake. "Do you want your mama?" Luna's crying intensified, and Ren saw Thorn flinch. "Her mother isn't in the picture," he said stiffly. "Hasn't been since Luna was 6 months old." Ren nodded, understanding dawning. "Luna, I'm going to guess something. Tell me if I'm right, okay? You're crying because you're in a strange place. You hurt, and you want someone to hold you and tell you it's going to be okay. Am I close?" Luna nodded, her little face crumpling. "Can I hold you?" "Very gently, so we don't hurt your tummy." Another nod. Ren carefully gathered Luna into her arms, supporting her head and avoiding the surgical site. Luna immediately clung to her, burying her face in Ren's scrubs. "You're going to be just fine," Ren murmured, rocking gently. "I know it's scary and it hurts, but you're so brave. The surgery is over, and now your body just needs time to heal. I'm right here, and I'm not going anywhere until you feel better." Within 5 minutes, Luna's sobs had quieted to sniffles. Within 10, she was asleep, still clutching Ren's scrub top. Ren looked up to find Thorn staring at her with an unreadable expression. "How did you do that?" he asked quietly. "I've been trying for half an hour. Kids need comfort, not logic," Ren said simply. "You were probably trying to reason with her, explain that the surgery was necessary and she'd heal soon. But she's 5. She doesn't need explanations. She needs to feel safe." "I'm not good at this," Thorn admitted, running a hand through his hair. "The comfort thing. I provide for Luna, make sure she has the best education, the finest things. But this—" he gestured at Ren, holding his daughter. "I don't know how to do this." "Have you tried just holding her?" "She doesn't usually want me to. We're not affectionate. That's not how I was raised. My father believed in discipline and achievement, not coddling. Luna's not an achievement to manage, Mr. Amadeus. She's a little girl who needs her father." Something flashed in Thorne's eyes, pain maybe, or recognition. "You're right, which is why I need to hire you." "Excuse me?" "Private nurse, for Luna's recovery. 30 days, round-the-clock care at my home. I'll pay you $100,000. Wren nearly dropped Luna. "You're joking." "I'm completely serious. You're clearly excellent with children. Luna responded to you in minutes when she wouldn't respond to me at all. She needs that care during her recovery, and I need someone who actually knows what they're doing. Mr. Amadeus, I can't just quit my job to be your private nurse. I have bills, student loans, responsibilities. $100,000 for 30 days of work. That's more than you make here in 2 years. You could pay off those student loans, catch up on bills, actually have financial breathing room, all for taking care of one child for a month." Wren looked down at Luna, sleeping peacefully in her arms. The offer was tempting. God, it was tempting. But something about Thorne's approach bothered her. "No deal," she said finally. Thorne blinked. "What?" "I said no. Mr. Amadeus, you can't just throw money at parenting and expect it to fix things. Luna doesn't need a hired nurse. She needs her father to learn how to comfort her, to be present emotionally, not just financially. Hiring me would just be another way of avoiding the actual problem. The actual problem is that I don't know how to be the kind of father Luna needs," Thorne said, something desperate creeping into his voice. "I'm trying, but I clearly don't have the instincts for this, so yes, I'm willing to pay someone who does have those instincts to help." "Then hire me to teach you, not replace you," Wren said. "I'll come to your home during Luna's recovery. I'll show you how to care for her, but Mr. Amadeus, you do the actual work. You hold her when she cries, you give her medicine, you read her bedtime stories. I'll be there to guide you, but I won't be a substitute for you learning to be the father Luna needs." Thorne was quiet for a long moment. "And if I agree to those terms? If I commit to actually learning instead of just hiring you to do it for me? Then we have a deal, but not for $100,000. That's excessive and inappropriate. Pay me my normal nursing rate, $40 an hour, plus coverage for my shifts here so I'm not losing income. 30 days, 8 hours a day while Luna's recovering. That's about $10,000 total, fair compensation for legitimate work. You're turning down $90,000. I'm turning down being bought. There's a difference." Something shifted in Thorne's expression, respect maybe, or surprise. "You're unlike anyone I've ever met. I'm a pediatric nurse who actually cares about her patients beyond a paycheck. We exist, Mr. Amadeus. You just don't usually notice us because we can't afford to eat at the restaurants you frequent. Thorne, if you're going to be teaching me to parent, you should call me Thorne." "Fine. Thorne, do we have a deal? You actually learn to be present for Luna and I guide you through it?" "Deal." 3 days later, after Luna was discharged, Wren arrived at Thorne's penthouse. It was everything she expected. Floor-to-ceiling windows, expensive art, the kind of luxury that screamed wealth. Luna was set up in a bedroom that looked like it belonged in a furniture catalogue, perfect and impersonal. "First problem," Wren said, surveying the room. "This space has no personality. Where are Luna's toys? Her drawings? Her favorite stuffed animals?" "She has toys," Thorne said defensively. "There's an entire playroom down the hall. Everything organized by type and educational value." "Organized by..." "Thorne, she's 5. She doesn't need educational value. She needs comfort." "Where's her most loved toy? The one she sleeps with?" "She doesn't have one. I read that allowing children to become dependent on comfort objects can hinder emotional development." Wren took a deep breath, reminding herself to be patient. "Who told you that?" "My father's parenting philosophy. He raised me to be independent, self-sufficient. It clearly worked. I built a successful company. And are you happy?" The question clearly caught Thorne off guard. What does happiness have to do with anything? Everything. Thorne, you're raising a daughter, not grooming a CEO. Luna needs to feel loved and safe, not just successful. So here's your first lesson. Today, you and Luna are going to pick out a stuffed animal together, something soft and comforting, and it's going to live in her bed, and she's going to be allowed to love it without anyone telling her it's hindering her development. That seems frivolous. It's childhood. It's supposed to be frivolous. Now go ask Luna what kind of animal she likes. Watching Thorn awkwardly try to have a conversation with his daughter about stuffed animals was both painful and endearing. He approached it like a business negotiation, asking about preferred specifications and optimal softness ratings. "Thorn, stop," Wren interrupted. "Just ask her, what's your favorite animal?" "Bunnies," Luna said shyly. "I like bunnies." "Oh, then we'll get you the best bunny we can find," Thorn said, and Wren saw him really trying to soften his approach. Over the next week, Wren taught Thorn the basics of comfort care. How to check Luna's surgical site without making it scary. How to give medication with patience rather than efficiency. How to read her bedtime stories with enthusiasm instead of treating it like a corporate presentation. "You're doing it again," Wren said on day 5, listening to Thorn read a children's book about a dragon. "Doing what?" "Reading it. It's a quarterly earnings report. Luna, honey, can you go play with your new bunny for a minute? I need to talk to your dad." After Luna left, Wren turned to Thorn. "Why are you so uncomfortable with showing emotion?" "I'm not uncomfortable. I'm just not demonstrative. You're terrified. Every time Luna wants affection, you freeze. Every time she asks for a hug, you give her this awkward pat like she's a colleague you're congratulating. Thorn, what are you so afraid of?" "Getting it wrong," Thorn admitted quietly. "My father was cold, distant. He believed emotional displays were weakness. I spent my entire childhood trying to earn his approval through achievement. I don't know how to be different with Luna, because I don't have a model for it. So yes, I'm terrified of getting it wrong, of damaging her the way I was damaged." Wren's expression softened. "The fact that you're worried about that means you're already doing better than your father. Thorn, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present, try. That's all Luna needs, for you to actually try. Will you show me, not just tell me, but actually demonstrate what it looks like to be a present parent?" So Wren did. She showed him how to hold Luna when she was scared, how to comfort her when the surgical pain flared up, how to play without turning it into an educational opportunity. And slowly, Wren watched Thorn transform from a stiff, uncomfortable parent into someone who actually connected with his daughter. "I asked Luna to paint my nails today," Thorn admitted on day 12, showing Wren his nails painted in sloppy, bright pink polish. "She was so excited. I kept thinking my business partners would judge me if they saw, but then I realized I don't care. Making Luna smile is worth more than their approval." "You're learning," Wren said, smiling, "because you're teaching me." "Wren, I don't know how to thank you. You've given me my daughter back, or maybe you've given me to her for the first time." Over the 30 days, something else developed alongside Thorn's parenting skills. A connection between him and Wren that had nothing to do with Luna and everything to do with the way they challenged each other. Wren called Thorn out when he retreated into corporate speak. Thorn pushed Wren to accept help instead of martyring herself across multiple jobs. They argued about parenting philosophy, about wealth and privilege, about what actually mattered in life. And somewhere between the arguments and the laughter, they fell for each other. "This is complicated," Wren said on day 20, after they'd put Luna to bed and found themselves sitting close on the couch, the air charged between them. "Why?" Thorn asked. "Because you're my employer. Because we're from completely different worlds. Because in 10 days this arrangement ends and I go back to my life and you go back to yours. What if I don't want it to end? What if I asked you to stay? Not as Luna's nurse, but as—" He hesitated. "I don't know what to call it. My partner? My girlfriend? The woman I've fallen completely in love with?" "You love me," Wren asked, her heart racing. I love how you challenge me to be better. I love how you prioritize what actually matters over what looks good. I love how you taught me to be a real father to Luna, and I love how you looked at my wealth and status and were completely unimpressed. Wren, you see me. The actual me, not the billionaire. That's revolutionary. I love you too, Wren admitted. But Thorn, I can't be bought into this relationship. If we do this, it's because we choose each other, not because you're paying me. So when the 30 days end, I stop paying you. You go back to the hospital, I go back to my company, and we date like normal people. Would that work? Normal people don't live in penthouses worth millions. Then I'll come to your apartment, learn what normal actually looks like. Wren, I don't care about the logistics, I just care about you, about us. About Luna having you in her life, not as a paid nurse, but as someone who genuinely cares about her. As what? Your girlfriend who hangs around. As my partner. In parenting and in life, and eventually, if you'll have me, as my wife. That's moving fast. I'm 38 years old. I've dated plenty of women who wanted my money or my status. You're the first person who wanted me to be better for my daughter's sake, rather than for your own benefit. That's not something I'm willing to risk losing because I moved too slow. On day 30, Wren's official contract ended. She showed up at Thorn's penthouse not as a paid nurse, but as a woman choosing to be there. Luna ran to her immediately. Wren, are you staying? Daddy said you might stay forever. Luna, I need to ask you something, Wren said, kneeling to the little girl's level. How would you feel if I wasn't your nurse anymore, but was around a lot because your dad and I are dating? Dating like kissing and stuff? Luna wrinkled her nose. Yeah, like that. But can you still read me bedtime stories? Always. 3 months after that first hospital encounter, Thorn proposed, not with an elaborate public display, but privately, with Luna present, because she was part of this decision. Wren Castellano, you crashed into our lives and taught me what actually matters. You taught me to be a father. You taught Luna that she's worthy of love and comfort. You taught me that wealth means nothing if you're emotionally bankrupt. Will you marry me? Will you let me spend the rest of my life learning from you? Yes, Wren said through tears, but I'm keeping my job at the hospital. I wouldn't dream of asking you to quit, though I reserve the right to donate to the pediatric ward so they can hire more staff and you can work reasonable hours. That's acceptable. Their wedding was small. Luna as flower girl, Wren's fellow nurses in attendance, and a handful of Thorn's associates who looked confused by the whole affair. You're marrying a nurse? One of them asked Thorn. I thought you'd marry someone from our world. I'm marrying someone who taught me there's more to life than our world, Thorn replied. Someone who values compassion over capital. And honestly, she's the best decision I've ever made. A year after their wedding, Wren and Thorn stood in Luna's room, watching their daughter sleep with her beloved bunny clutched close. Remember when you offered me $100,000, Wren whispered. And you said no deal. Best rejection of my life. Why's that? Because it forced me to actually change instead of just buying a solution. Wren, if you'd taken that money and just been Luna's nurse, I'd have learned nothing. I'd still be the emotionally distant father I was terrified of becoming. But you said no, forced me to be better, and gave me everything I actually needed. Which was? A partner who won't let me hide behind wealth. A woman who demands I show up emotionally. And a family built on actual love instead of transactions. Best deal I never took, Wren agreed, leaning against him. Because sometimes the best relationships start with turning down the money. Sometimes growth requires discomfort. And sometimes the person who refuses to be bought is exactly the person worth everything. And that's where our story ends today. What did you think? Did Wren and Thorn's story of teaching love instead of buying it touch your heart? Let us know in the comments what your favorite moment was. If you enjoyed this story, we have so many more waiting for you. Check out our playlist for more heartwarming romance tales that will make you believe in love all over again. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give us a thumbs up. Your support means everything to us. Until next time, keep believing in love, keep believing in second chances, and remember, the best stories are the ones that remind us we all deserve our happily ever after. See you in the next story.